What's going on, everybody? You are now tuned in to the Triple M podcast, your source for all your boxing needs. And this weekend, we have the most anticipated rematch that was supposed to happen earlier this year, but due to some unseen circumstances, it had to be delayed to this weekend. And this fight is Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn. Brother, I'm pumped for this fight, and at the same time, I'm a little bit nervous for this fight. But
Why?
it's because after seeing the first fight, in my opinion, I thought it was very close, a very
Super.
close fight,
Yeah.
very, very, very super close, and Eubank's my boy.
I thought you were Eubank, but yeah, go ahead.
We have the same hairline, you know what I mean? So I ride for my dog, but this time around, I think, and we'll break this down even further. I think Conor Benn, well, I know Conor Benn is going to want to make a statement saying that loss was, it wasn't my best night. It wasn't my best performance. And I think he really, really wants to make a statement this Saturday, man. So I'm kind of scared for my boy, to be honest with you. But let's break this down. What are your thoughts of this fight here? It's gonna be an absolute crazy night.
I think I think this fight is a well-deserved rematch. Like, we've seen a lot of fights where like, well, what the heck? We got to see it again. Like, better be a Bivol, right? Like, you don't. Obviously, there was a winner, but
Yeah.
That's just technically a winner, right? I think this fight, obviously, both of those guys, first of all, the first fight was crazy. It lived up to the hype. These guys really hate each other. It's not even fighters. How fighters be promoting just to promote, right? These guys they're not even promoting. They're just literally they hate each other, right? It's a family feud. There's history, and it showed that first fight. Conor Benn in the first couple of rounds, this guy was throwing bombs, and I think that's why he lost the fight, because he obviously that's hard to keep at a 12-round pace, right? But obviously these both of the guys are experienced, but Conor Benn was throwing bombs the first round. He just wanted to get him out of there. That's how bad he hates Chris Eubank, right? And I think now it's even more because he lost. This second fight, I think it'll be better. It's going to live up to its hype again. They're going to sell out you can't even say that stadium, the football stadium. They're going to sell it out. And I think, it's going to be another good night, I guess, good day of boxing for us, man. But let's break it down. How do you see this fight? Second fight going?
Man, I'm gonna have the most controversial take, and as much as I ride for my boy Eubank Jr., I know we'll break it down from start to finish. I know there's not gonna be any feeling out at all like the first fight, bro. They went straight at it. Usually it's kind of slow. It's a slow start. They're establishing their jab and whatnot. No, man, these both guys were just throwing right off the gate from 1 to 12, action packed. I was like I say in the past, if you're new to boxing and you want to get into it, bro, watch this fight this Saturday, right? But like I said, there's not going to be no feeling out rounds. It's going to be a little bit similar to the first fight, but I truly believe that Conor Benn's camp this time around is going to be more disciplined. Right? In the first fight, he came off like a long layoff just due to eating contaminated eggs. Yeah. But in the later rounds, I think this might happen. I think Conor Benn is gonna make Eubank drown. Okay. I think in the later rounds that there is going to be a KO, right? Despite everyone's saying that Eubank is gonna take him out, he's the favorite. The way he's presenting himself, he's dangerous this time. He has big bro Bomac in his corner. I just don't think Eubank Jr. is going to be able to sustain greatness in this second fight. And that's just due to numerous factors. Bro, he took a lot of damage the first fight. They both did.
He got hurt. Eubank
He
got hurt
he
the first
he
fight.
got hurt. He didn't show it in a lot of interviews. He's saying, "I didn't get hurt. Hurt's a different kind of hurt to me. When you get hit with a body shot and you lose all your wind, that's hurt." But no, I truly believe his legs were wobbly, and I think that Conor Benn is going to capitalize on all the openings and mistakes that happened in the first round. Now, on the other hand, Eubank's obviously going to make those adjustments as well, but I think that Conor Benn is going to, like I said, I'm going to double down on that. Capitalize on those mistakes, capitalize on those openings, create those openings, and knock them out in the later rounds, man. That's my prediction, man. How about you? What do you think?
That's a great ass breakdown. First of all, it's hard. It's hard. I don't know. I'm still on the fence. But one thing's for sure, Eubank was hurt. You know, I know he said he wasn't hurt in the first round, but Conor Benn was able to get him because he was swinging. Now, another factor could be weight.
Yeah,
Eubank, obviously, it's another fight at 160. That was Conor Benn's first fight at 160. He was going up from 147, right? So now he'll be more adjusted this time. He'll be more of a quote unquote true 160 pounder this time. You know, he's not going to be as drained. He's going to carry the power, carry the muscles. Obviously, with that experience, he might be able to sustain that power. He might be able to throw more power shots, you know, till the end. On the other hand, Chris Eubank is really, the 160 is really kind of stretching it.
yeah.
You know, he's getting old. I believe he should be fighting a 168, and I believe he's only doing this at 160 because of this fight. If it was someone else, it'd be at 168. So that's another factor. Now, obviously, Chris Eubank said multiple times this doesn't matter, but we all know this is boxing. You know, as you get older, it gets harder to cut weight, especially at a weight that you shouldn't be in. I believe he shouldn't be at 160. So we'll see how that goes. You know, I actually also favor Conor Benn in this fight. Now, Chris Eubank obviously was a better boxer the first fight. He showed that. He showed poise and experience. But, you know, now that if he's going to get caught, now that question is if he's able to sustain that damage. If he does and he stays composed, then it'll be a close fight again, right? We're gonna be seeing the remnants of the first fight. But if he gets dropped, I think it's gonna be a close enough fight that if someone gets dropped, that's the difference maker. And the more likely person that gets dropped, in my opinion, is Chris Eubank. So I would favor Ben. I don't know how he wins. It could be a really close fight, and he gets a knockdown, and that makes a difference. Or it could be a knockout. But I would favor Ben in this fight. It will be another intriguing and interesting fight, though. It will probably keep this feud going. And if Ben wins, guess what? We might as well see a third fight at this point, right? Depending on the fight. But if it's really close again, then you know there's a lot of money on the table. They're gonna sell out the arena again. I think it's this is not the end.
No, what I think, dude. I think this family feud is gonna continue for generations.
Do they have sons? You know,
You know what
they
I
have
mean?
sons.
Yeah.
You know they have kids.
Well, what's his
If
face?
they both have sons, they both have boys, man. I'll be sick.
Yeah, but I think Eubank has twins on the way. Once Conor Benn has kids on the way too, bro, the family feud goes on.
Yeah, they don't have to be close in age, right? I think Eubank and Conor Benn is not even close in age.
No, not even.
So
yeah,
yeah, you're right. This could be something that our kids will be watching.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick.
20 years from now,
right? Imagine that. But in fights like this, like with a really, really, in my opinion, I think well, not in my opinion, it's the fact. But for a generational feud like this, well, in any fight, in any rematch, it's all about who changes more and better. That's ultimately what it comes down to. Like the past win, it's not going to dictate who's going to win the next fight.
Yeah,
it's all about it's going to be all about the adjustments this time around, man. And
absolutely.
And Conor Benn, I think he's gonna pull up the major upset. So I'm putting my money 10th round KO. If this works, Triple M boxing picks. We're doing it, baby. This is not gambling. This is not financial advice. I gotta preface that.
That's a good prediction, man. But yeah, no, I also got Conor Benn. Like, this is an even playing field. You got to
Yeah.
realize these guys are both from there, right? And they're fighting at the same arena they fought at. You know, the only thing you can change are your trainers. You know what I mean? Like whoever you surround yourself with, and obviously your training, but nothing changed. That you're fighting at the same arena, same country, same everything. So I expect both of them to make the adjustments, and I think it's also going to be we're gonna be in for a great night regardless of who wins.
Yeah, man. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you like a really crazy question. You ready for this?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna sound like a complete casual when I say this, but in the first fight when we're watching it live, right? Obviously, Conor Benn comes out first, and then Eubank walks out with father, with senior. Do you think that may have played some mental games? Like, oh, he brought his father in. Oh man, I thought he was gonna be fatherless because the whole time he was just saying like, oh, your father doesn't even love you. He doesn't even
Yeah,
support
yeah, yeah.
you.
Their
And lo and
feud.
behold, senior comes in. It's like, oh damn, he does. Do you think that might have been like, oh shit, he's
Uh,
here. He beat my he like it's he beat my father. Like, do you think
it's
that could have played some mental? That there could have been like a mental aspect to that as well?
it's hard to say because I mean it could have because Conor Benn, like I said, went out swinging the first few
Oh,
rounds.
yeah.
Now it's either that could have added fuel to the fire, or he literally just hates him, regardless of who he comes out with. He's gonna be swinging. It's hard to say, but obviously that definitely added more drama to it. Not just for both fighters, but the whole obviously the fans, right?
Yeah.
There's history in this. Both of their dads sold out. Um, yeah, sold out a stadium twice, and that's ridiculous. That's back in their time too. When there's no TV, it's hard to promote. It's harder to spread the word,
Yeah.
because there's no social media. It's all in what newspaper and radio, but
Yeah.
they still sold out arenas, not even arenas, the soccer stadium twice. So I think obviously that just added more effect to it, and I hope he does it again, man. This is great for boxing, and I know we're talking about how big this fight is in that country. Man, there's not a single belt. You got to realize that
Yeah.
not a single belt in sight. These are all just pure blood and pure love for the game, man. That's why we're here, bro. I love that part about
Exactly, man. It's an unbelievable storyline. So
it. Yeah.
let us know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you think Eubank Jr. is going to just take the cake again? Do you think Conor Benn is going to avenge his family name? What do you guys think? Let us know. And until next time, guys, we are the opposite of in out.